traders, the pastor, the professor, the man, the myth, the legend, RT is back with another Relentless recap. And yes, I am on the yoga ball, so I'm all over the place. All right. Let's jump into the recap here. So, KALA, one of the main ones today, just absolutely incredible. HOTH, also very strong, as well as BX. Where is it? Or was that from yesterday? Was Vxrx from yesterday? Jeez, my memory. PALI, okay, this was another one that made a small move. And then TGTX. Let's actually start with PALI. Ladies and gentlemen, this was highway robbery. This loss was highway robbery. So I'm going long right here for high of day. Right here for high of day, right? Actually, what was the high? Let's see. We had a high of 325, then 343. Let's see. Was it? Okay, it was over here. Yeah, it was over here. So this particular candle, we had a high of 369. I'm buying at 340, 339, 340. My fill should not have been higher than 43 at worst. It lags. My order's out. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening for like 2-3 seconds. And then the candle absolutely flushes down. Or was it over? It might have been on this one. Actually, let's check the timestamp. What is this? 13. It might have been 13:05. Let's come on down. 13. Yeah, 13:05 was actually that. And so they filled me at 46 eventually. And then by the time I'm filled, we're down at we're down on the lows, right over here. And so that happened. If I had my fill where I should have had my fill, we actually had a high of 50. If I had my fill at 40, I could have been in and out, quick trade. Instead, the slower fill traps me, and then I'm having a loss. Totally unnecessary. Should have been a winning trade. Man, and these are the ones, man, it's 20 cents. You know, you get caught in there with size, and it's like, it's frustrating because it's not your fault. You should have been green or break even at worst. Instead, it's a 20-cent loss. You know, just disappointing, man. The broker, Thinkorswim, like, what's up with the lag? I felt like the market makers were getting ready to pull the rug, and so they decided everybody, or maybe just me, I don't know. Hey, let's make sure we lag on this order. That way we can catch this guy buying high and then pull the stock down, and we make money. He loses. That's literally what I felt happened right there. Highway robbery. $55 in my out of my pockets that should have never left. HOTH next in line, or let's say PALI, TGTX next in line. Did we trade this one? No, it doesn't seem like we had a trade in here. Is this recent? Okay, it is recent positioned. Vxrx, I knew it. Vxrx, I did trade. I was wondering. My memory is absolutely terrible. I knew Vxrx. I thought I was on positions here. But anyhow, Vxrx starts off pre-market, and we had this bit of ascending support. And we mentioned right here in this range, like, you know what? It might be nice if this thing can hold up. And you know what? This is the beauty of watching one stock at a time. And being confident, having that longer hold time, especially because, you know, while I'm switching away, looking at the next pre-market stock, going over the analysis there, if you're watching this exclusively and you're watching this ascending line here, right? And by the way, let's get the 5-minute pulled into place. We can slide this over, right? Let's get the 5-minute pulled into place. But yeah, this ascending support was really good. It really held well. And in the pre-market session, right, we had this beautiful bottoming wick, a low of 398. And if you're watching at this, you could potentially have been in here off of this low. Let's say you're in at, you know, 405, and hey, my stop is low of this move. If we can continue to hold this ascending support, I'm looking to hold this into the open for that opening range. It curls up, it holds, we get to a high of 410. Volume gets in here, a little bit of volume, it rips up to 420. Now this would have been the thing. Would you have taken all off the table here or sold some? Maybe. But if you held into the open, that ascending support really held up, and boom, 440. It pulls back, it rips up to 66, and then 85. In this candle, I made 16 cents, 1,000 shares. I did reduce size from 1,500 right before that trade because I told myself, hey, this thing seems like the bids can drop out. I felt like, so I reduced size. Let's put on the show trades. Actually, we took a couple of stabs because we were scalping aggressive, right? Or let's say active. Active is the word, the better word. So we're in 42. We're out 38. This in itself, I felt like should have been another winning trade. Lag on the entries, man. I might have even caught this live. I'm not sure, but I remember there being some lag there, and then so we made back another couple of cents, and then we had that big winning trade. Let's see. It seems like it might have came at 34 instead of 33. So let's see, 34,000 shares. Yeah, we're in at 61 and we're out at 78. But after this, we weren't really able to capture. We tried buying a little lower for a pullback. It kept going down. We're in at 71 out of 66. It would have been nice to see it hold these levels and then crawl back up. But you can see the pullback here, which is what I was trying to get. It just was weak, and you guys know I've been trying to hold off on the pullback, so I didn't continue to buy it lower and lower like I was doing on some other days, and lower. I just, okay, leave it alone. If it crawls back up, it does. Right here, we thought it had a chance, but it was looking weak, and then again looking weak, and I did not trust it by this time. And what a drop, man, from 65 to 402. And this is the issue. A $4 stock shouldn't really be dropping 60 cents. If we drop 20 cents, 15 cents, maybe even if 30 cents is kind of a lot, but in 1 minute to just be down, or less than a minute really, because it starts to build, and then boom, elevator back down. So no good there for Vxrx. And yeah, it sold off. So moving on, did we cover HOTH? No, we did not. HOTH, very strong stock. Man, this one here was just something else. What had me was that in this green candle, we had a high of 920 and a low of 880, right? And then it flushes down, or yeah, I would say flushes down to a low of 57. And when I saw that, I'm like, I don't know. But some people I noticed in the Discord did take the trade. And so if we look at the low right here for pre-market, right? If we look at the new pre-market high that we priced in, we had 890. Right, so 890. Can we get a tick? 91, close enough. And then we had a low of 840. Right, I'm not sure if these guys were maybe watching at this tighter range right here, this flag that we had, and maybe watching at it towards the low of this flag at like 840 for a potential area for some support, or maybe some other moving averages, but it came down. I did not have any confidence in it here, and it rips and rips. Once it breaks 9, there was a 35,000 share seller at 9. Once it broke over that level, it was game on. Let's take a look at this on level 2, just to show you guys how aggressive this move was, man. All right. So let's skip ahead a little bit. We're coming into the open. I wonder if this is before the drop. Okay, I think it is. So watch this. We're coming into the open. I believe the high was like 920 if I'm not mistaken. Or did it pull back first? Okay, it looks like it pulled back first. I thought we had a high of like 920 before the pullback. My memory's a little off. So okay, we have this seller, 36,000 shares. It seems like there was a bid. Let's watch. It seems like there was a bid. Right, we're gonna pull back here. 10,000. No, it rips, and you see how aggressive that breakout is there, right? I want to pull this back again. So we're coming into the open. We're coming into the open. There's the open. I don't know why I thought it was above $9, but anyhow, the seller's there. 30 plus thousand shares. It pulls back. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. 71 is the low. There's 70, 62, 59. Okay, all right. I guess there's an entry there. See, when you look back at it, it's a little bit more clear, right? So it is a high risk trade here, though, right? Being that there's a seller at 9. We had a low initially here at 71, and it's gonna break down to a low of 59. But it's a soft breakdown. There's 70, 68, 62, 59, 59, 59. You see 59 kind of lingering, 66. You can say it's like a soft breakdown. It's a soft breakdown versus 71. It doesn't flush through, and I think that might have been also part of the indicator that some people may have been looking at to get long here at 65, 60, 70. And this is where holding comes into play. A lot of the times, if I'm in there, if I do take that trade at 50, well, let's not say 50, 65, 70, oftentimes I'd be selling into this push right here for 30 cents. From 60 to 9 is a good trade. There is resistance, but look at how we're buying up all these shares. You see these buyers here buying on the ask, and instantly, let's watch that again. We did have that 10,000 share buyer there. Nothing huge. We did fill those shares, but then boom. Look at how we've ripped through that seller, man. 99, it just evaporates. And I felt like we needed a little bit more of a pullback, right? So watch this initial break and pop. We ripped 30 by 38, jumps up to 50, and then we had this spread. I would have wanted to see high teens, low 20s, and of course on the bids, and then the ask price coming down to, let's say, relatively matched. Doesn't have to be tight spreads, but even if 10-cent spread wouldn't be bad. Can we see like 18 by 28 for a few seconds as some selling pressure comes in? But that's the thing, it doesn't seem like anybody was taking profits. Doesn't seem like anybody was taking profits, because that's when we're usually going to see those dips. And here we go, 60, 70, 80, and we're about to get halted up. So if you were aggressive, you could have gotten in maybe at 950 high if you had missed that dip or missed the break of 9. But that's how this one started, and I did not get a trade at all. But yeah, I did take some entries here. I lost money, and then I made back money on this second move up. But with small size, 500, what was it, 250 share blocks, 1035. We were not trading aggressive. Right now, we've sized down tremendously, 300 shares. Just making sure that our setups are working. And right now we are seeing some consistency. So tomorrow we'll bring up the size a little bit more and then just ease our way back. It's going to be all about just being great at the fundamentals, right? The things that make me a good trader. That's what we want to do. Just manage risk to the best of our abilities. And, KALA lastly, time 13. Let's wrap it up within another 4 or 5 minutes. KALA. This one, let's see. So early on, lighter volume. I was watching for a flat top break right here. A bit of a, a triangular, kind of a wedge flag type of thing. No follow through in at 16, out at 15.95. And I believe, what was this here? 16.37, out at 32. Tried getting in at the bottom versus 22. Realized it was coming down. Stopped out for a small loss and didn't look back at it. Felt like the volume was a little weak. Later in the day, so I'm gonna come back and I'm watching at this. So I made about $300 with was it 100 shares? Was it 100 shares? I made good money with small size, and then I guys, I'm definitely, in some sense, I'm definitely undercapitalizing on the momentum, but we're doing our due diligence right now. Um, we did well. We did well with our size. We did have some good fills, which when you're using bigger size is not always the case. Um, but yeah, KALA wasn't bad, man. It rips up. It's halted up here. We attempted a dip and rip. The dip and rip does work. I'm in at 76, out at 91. And, let's get rid of the show trades. And we'll do a bit of a contrast between the monitor screen and this move. So we'll just watch at the time aspect, and then so we're halted at 14:30. Our resumption is at 14:30, 2:30 Eastern time, and that is about right here, 35. So I'm in 76, out at 94, and you see that bit of a flag that we had. I'm taking trades, small loss here, small gain there. Let's see, decent size loss here, in at 87, out at 68. Small win. Let's see. This is a much better winner here, in at 1971, out at 1994. A little bit of a better winner there. In at 1997, out at 2035. And this is where you start to rack up the gains, right? Yes, these losses do happen. And so, we will be using bigger size again very soon. Starting tomorrow, we'll size back up a little bit into next week. And this is where, even with 1,000 shares, right? This is where you really start to rack up the gains. I mean, even from 76, my arithmetic is not on the quicker side. So let's see, from 94 less 76, 18 cents, right? Not bad, not great, but not bad. Okay, we take the small loss, the 5-cent gain. And this is where we took a loss here. So 87. We had a few more losses. 60 minus 65, 22 cents, right? So we did give back right here. And as mentioned, this is where we start to rack up a little bit. You get a 7-cent gain, and then you get another decent gain here at 94, right? 18 cents there, and then here's another almost 40-cent trade. So when you're using 1,000 shares, 40 cents is $400, right? The losses will happen, and so you'll churn into P&L. Look at this right here, in at 37, out at 17. This is a decent loss. Then we get back 10 cents. We're in at 60, 63 out at 72, 9 cents there. 62 from 79. A couple of cents was at like 13 cents. And so, you're starting to see some gains, right? Or was that 17 cents? Right? But we're trending in the right direction. And what is this? 46. So let's take a look back at the charting. We're up. We had a small pullback. We're up. We're kind of going sideways. And then we're going to go up again. And you can see over here the candles got a little bit bigger. The stock got a little bit more volatile. As we kept going. So let's see, from 46, so 6-cent loss, small loss here, scratch, small loss, small scratch, a lot of scratch trades. Where's the eruption? There's an eruption coming here. I can feel it. Loss. In at 20 out of 66. This is not a good trade, right? Let's see. In it. Okay, here we go. So what's the difference here? 80 less 66. That's 14 cents. So it's not terrible. And then 50 to 91, which is 40 cents again. Pretty good. 91 to 22, 10 cents. Not that great. Another 10 cents. Not that great. Like 5, 6, well, it's like 8 cents right here, not that great. 25 to 38, a little bit better, but still nothing crazy. What's that, like 13 cents? Now we take a 4-cent loss. And this is around 55, right? So this is now as we're getting this extension and pull away. we are going to see some losses at the end. So, you know, overall, despite the losses that's in there, we were not green, right? In at 35 out of 25, in at 43 out of 41, 40, in at 41 out of 63, in at 66 out of 88, and I think we took some losses here. In at 91 out of 89, in at 15 out of 22, in at 25. This is a pretty good gain here. In at 25 out of 78. You know, not bad. 53 cents there. And I think, did we get break of 23? Now it's at 57, which is right here. And we did get break of, what was this? Break of 24, rather. Alright, so 21. I thought I caught a huge trade, but I think my fills were terrible. In at 23.42 out of 57, and at 32 out of 40. You know, so we're getting a couple of cents in there. In at 70 and 67 out of 95, 97, 94. And then I think we took losses here. Selling and getting we sized up slightly because we were like, okay, this thing is starting to move. But then we sized up and we started pulling back, and then this is where I took lunch. I took some losses, had a haircut. I was up like 300 or 280 maybe. And then 280, 279. We took a haircut. I saw this ABCD building right here. Where was it? I think the 1 minute might show a little bit more clear. Yeah, I saw this ABCD building, but I'm like, you know what? I'm satisfied with the day. I'm hungry. I want to get lunch, so I did opt to walk away here, which is rare for me to do. But I felt like I was just sitting here for too long, health-wise. Like I needed to walk around a little bit. So this is where I left, in this pullback area here. And I'm like, the ABCD looks good. And what did I say before I leave to myself? Hey, if this goes up to 30, don't be surprised. And it actually went up to 30. Be careful, though, if you're swinging this stock, because, you know, this is not investment advice or anything like that, but there is a S3 out there. So there could be an offering. And if I'm a company, it's the end of the year. I just went from 354. You know, I went from 354 up to $30. Why would I not do the offering now? It's the perfect time. So yeah, stay safe, stay green. We went a little longer than I expected, but yeah. Hit the thumbs up, check out those links down below. It's been RT, and I am, of course, signing out.